Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is day 8 of my Christmas 2025 um, pages. And what I'm going to do to get started is I am going in with the Dylusions Fiery Sunset and I'm going over the entirety of the page. The reason I'm not going to do anything else other than it's quicker this way and gives some color, but also it's going to be covered with so much that there's going to be very little of the background even showing. So I need to get something to protect my images over here. Just grab a spare random paper. Let me see. Put it like that. And, oop, nope, a little bit lower. There we go. That's fine right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the entire page, and I will be right back. I also have a number 5 Tim Holtz tag that I'm going to go over the entirety of I think just one side for now with the Fiery Sunset as well. So let me do that. All right, now I'm going to set these aside to dry a little bit. And I'm going to grab, this is just a piece of 80-pound cardstock. It is 3.5 inches wide by 5 inches tall. And then I've got the Dylusions Doodle It stencil. And I need to grab a pencil because what I am going to do is I'm going to turn this into a fireplace of sorts. So what I need to do is I need to make like a fireplace opening. Now I know I'm going to have a hearth here and then a mantle up here. So let's just roughly eyeball, like, I kind of need to be taller than that. I don't want it to be too terribly tall, but I don't want it really small either. I'm just going to draw, go in about the same amount of width on both sides. Maybe something along those lines right there. And let me grab my black Posca paint pen and just maybe give it a little outline. It looks a little weird right now, but it'll be all right. Just kind of roughly draw over my line. It does not have to be perfect. And then I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. And I am going to go in with my Sharpie 0.5. Actually, here, let me erase my pencil lines that are seeable or visible. Flatten out my stencil. And I could start down here, but then I would have to work my way up. But because I know that I've got a 1-inch mantle and then a 3/4 inch hearth, I'm just gonna kind of position it somewhere in the middle. Wherever I see I might want it. Do I want it that way or do I want it this way? Let me see. Oh, I kind of like it like that. So now I'm going to go in and outline them. Making sure that I don't go inside of where I drew my little thing here. All right. Now I'm going to go in and hit it with my heat tool just to let that gel dry faster. And then I'm going to take slate gray, but I'm going to water it down and go in and color in my bricks. Now I'm going to take my full slate gray and just kind of go along the bottom and the left hand side to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to take pure black and barely go behind it. Next, what I have is this is 1 inch tall by 4 inches wide. And this is 3/4 inch tall by 4 inches wide. And I think what I'm going to do with them is make them the lighter grayish color. So bring over my slate gray again. And some water. And just like very lightly, very lightly give it some color. All right, now it's time to assemble my fireplace. The way I've done it is I made it where the top of my 1 inch by 4 inch piece meets up to the top of the 3.5 inch by 5 inch piece. So I'm gonna just get that stuck on there, and then the same thing, the top or bottom of the 3/4 inch by 4 inch meets the bottom of that, just like that. So let me get those stuck together really quick because I got other things that go on the page, and yeah. Now we have a fireplace. And it's going to go down here like this. But it's not just there for looks, because it is going to be a tuck spot for the tag. That's the reason why I made the tag mostly red. Because I also have taken a piece of that sand cardstock and cut it down to 2.5 by 3.5. I'm going to put that up here sideways like this, and put one of my Canon Ivy Click pictures up there, a family portrait. So now on to images. Alright, what I have from the Dylusions Don't Won't Paint, I've got this piece here. It's going to go down here. And then from the Dylusions Gnome Sweet Gnome, I have these little boots that I cut and colored. They're off of the girl gnome on that set. They're going to go over here like this. From the Dylusions Robin Couture, I have this hat. Let me put this on here to make this lay down. There we go. So I wanted to put it at the top of this tag to look like it's just sitting on top of the fireplace. And then this scarf, I wanted to put it on the side here as if they were hanging their scarf to dry, as well as this little hat. It's going to go here. And the mittens, we're going to put those aside for just a second, because from the Dylusions Holly in the Ivy, I have this image that I want to put right smack in the middle of the fireplace. And that's where the mittens are going to go underneath to look like whoever lives here have hung their hat, their scarf, and their mittens over the fireplace to dry. And this is the ivy leaf thing from that set. And I just cut it up into bits because I am going to put it around this circle and turn it into a wreath. But in order to get it to do that, I had to cut it into bits. So let me just kind of lay them out roughly, because I'm going to have to trim some. That won't matter. Give them a little layabout here. Okay. And this little guy here. I'm just trying to put them wherever, fill in the little gaps. It doesn't really matter. They're all kind of going to flow together anyways. Maybe that one up there and this one over here somewhere. And lastly, from the Dylusions A Walk in the Park, I got this little bow that I'm going to put right there at the bottom of the wreath. So now I'm going to spend a decent amount of time getting these things stuck down. First, I think I might go in with my black marble on this one and go just along the edge, because that'll make it look like my photo frame. Just like this. You don't have to do all of it because the picture will cover the center, and that way you're not wasting any more ink than need be. There we go. Let me wipe up the extra ink off of here. So what I want to do first is I'll show you how to do this tag and pocket. Let's do the tag and pocket first, and then I'll stick these images on. All right. This is going to go almost to the bottom, not all the way, but I don't want it to go over the crease here. So, and then I need to have this where I can put the hat on there to make it appear like it is sitting on top of the mantle. So right about there looks good. Let me pick, I'm going to pick both pieces up. I know it's hard to see because it's all red. I'm going to flip it over, take a pencil, and mark where these are at, or mark around the tag, just like that. Move my tag over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double-sided tape. Now, I'm not going to go right up to this line. I'm going to go a little bit over so that way there's a little bit of room in case I want to put an image on here. Let me grab my double-sided tape, wherever it may be. It appears that it has ran away. Oh, here it is. So, yep, I'll start on the outer side here because it looks like I'll have more room that way. Go there, same thing over here, right up to that edge on the outer side. And then I'm going to put one right up next to it, and that'll leave me probably about an 1/8 of an inch wiggle room for my tag, which is about what I might need if I put an image on the tag. And then down here, let's do it this way so I can see better. This part here does matter as well. So, because this is one I don't want the tag to go too far in, but I also don't want it to stick too far up. So I put it right up to the line on the bottom. All right. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off and get it stuck down in place. And I'm going to start sticking all the other images down, and I'll be right back. Lastly, I'm going to go on my black Posca paint pen and outline everything. And that is it. That is my page for the day. I love this page. It's so cute. So I have room to write down here. I'm going to put an image, like a family portrait here, as if, you know, this is the fireplace and, you know. And then I have room to write on my tag, front or back. Or I can put another picture on here, or vice versa. I can even write, like, I might even just put the date in down here. I don't know. I just think it's cute. I love this page. So, and then when this is closed, you see the hat and you'll see part of the picture there. But hopefully there's something in this page that can give you guys some kind of inspiration for your journal pages. If you like the video, please give it a like. I thank you so very much for watching. And until the next one, which should be tomorrow, I hope you stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.